The name of the word solves the problem of backlash, so he helps control their wives and continues to fight for sex. Hello everyone, I am Liang Yan. The movie I want to introduce to you today is Widow Lian. Listening to it lasts a whole night. After several fierce lives, Hua published this song. Originally the introduction was empty. The name of the word solves the problem of snatching away the area. Zhong has a credit worth us $2 million included. On the way to escape, they were accidentally discovered by the police. The police recently arrested them. When the police officer Ji Fei moved to another car or two and prepared to escape, the police have surrounded them. Fei Dong's car was blown up. 4 Ji Fei were also blown up until their faces were completely blown away. The police still used the charred sea of misery. Then the true identity of Ji Fei was revealed. Harry is a successful businessman. He is an experienced chef. He relied on his powerful machine to provide a series of family members with a decent life. This company that cut the 18th district is a veteran jike because Qingzhang is about to retire. Immortal is a $1 election, forcing us not to accept it. How many six should I give to my son? For many years, their entire family has undoubtedly held the $1 position in the 18th district for a long time. This time, of course, he is avoiding morality. However, GK wants to be elected successfully. He has a biggest rival in Manning. The Manning brothers founded the local Yanning church. Church member kills someone but remains fine after months of murder. In order to completely run for office, he took the initiative to negotiate with Manning after finishing classes. I hope the other party can withdraw from the election. I never expected Manning to wake up in one breath. He is not as powerful as the family that ended the class. I don't understand the younger brother of the candidate Manning, who is a candidate for the test. I think this is a hard-working man. It's not as bad as making money from their secret business. But Manning has plans of his own. He hopes to transform his identity through political lines. Legalize all industries that are not just rubbish. After all, it is impossible for them to be able to speak well all their lives. And Man Ning is ready to use up the collector's $2 million. Unfortunately, it was Harry who took him away. His career as a doctor is doomed to be unsolvable. So Man Ning found Harry's pair of solar silks. WeChat Dong Lancy must be within 1 month. The $2 million for the government's environment. Otherwise, let him be close to being a gangster, so powerful. Dong Lancy knew Man Ning's methods, so he didn't choose to call the police. Fortunately, Harry left a notebook. Harry's action plan for his next order was clearly recorded in the notebook. The goal is $5 million. There are also a few photos of the CEO of Anbao Company coming to class with hate messages. Although Laolin didn't seem to know what Harry's next move would be. This follow-up is the only way he can return the sword. A first-class firewood core found in a bar. But it turned out that the boss didn't reveal any valid information. This is not something that he can design according to his ability. But Luo Lin didn't seem to care. That's all. Put this money into your hands. Already under the surveillance of brothers for 30,000 years, Rollins has no plans to give up. He found the lives of several other people who died with his husband. They are the leaders of the clothing and electricity industry. Every test moves people worried about being reported as Ellis and Menda, who takes care of the children alone. But the only ones who got rich were the leader and Iris. And Menda, taking care of children is really harmful to life. Rollingstein successfully told the leader and Iris about his plan. He wanted to get the two of them to come with him. Complete this task left by your husband. After this life, Rollins will not only be able to pay back the $2 million that he despised Nian, he also promised that the remaining 3 million yuan would be divided equally between the three of them. This money is very important to each of them. The National Affairs Bureau cannot even continue to pay public funds to private drivers. As a last resort, I can only use private withdrawal and transfer. And the husband who tied the tie left a group of women to fight alone. After that, the tie and clothes were forcibly taken away. This woman has long been accustomed to being pampered and pampered. I can only wander between different men for the sake of sex. If they don't agree with the crushing action, can only tell Manning their names. Waiting for them will be the pursuit of Haiban. This way no one can support outdoor. On the other hand, in a recent famous survey, the class ended with a weak warning. Manning found the missing teacher who had WeChat in the local area. Because I missed the teacher, I was forced to obtain WeChat locally. Can sway a large number of votes. Manning has a good chance of coming back from defeat and narrowly winning. Even though I missed the teacher, I ended the class and the family has already become familiar with each other. But Manning should have been black as the first opportunity he had. I want to help my own race. So Mushi formed an alliance with the same box of silver. After the issue of good votes came out, the Mannion brothers started to investigate again. $2 million missing. First, find the bar owner with Xiaojia whom you told to come. Just a few tricks to force the boss. Exported Harry's first-rate comparison of basic things. Roland's side is also proceeding as planned. Escape is a second-hand car. Then he gave another operational map left by Harry. Let him find a way to find the location on the map. Individuals started to act separately. Leek, without any experience in financial management, went directly to the auction house and bought a second-hand car at a high price, fighting for Rollins. However, the bigger problem is, their team was so excited because of Anman. There is still one less person who can drive. So Rollins thought of letting his driver come in. Put him in charge after the market, drive them away from the scene. Although Alice doesn't trust the driver, but currently they are also bigger than others. It was much smoother for Alice to buy the pistol. Not only that, seeing Linda who had no vote. The initiative has passed the drawing job in another hand. Next, little Alice just came into contact with a person who has entered Shinan. The map location was successfully determined. This is Lajia's office. It seems that 5 million in cash is hidden in this office. The only one who can find a driver who works hard for your brother, threatening him to pass the competition book from the hands of the hardcore. But the driver didn't betray his efforts. In the end, I was brutally punished by your brother Wan. The driver's intention, the hard-working plan once again ran into trouble. With no choice but to find our men again, hopefully if Amenta joins their broadcast alliance. Damon's heart in fighting the epidemic called his own children have no intention of participating in any plan at all. Sulans could only give up completely, but he didn't gain anything. He accidentally discovers husband Harry's wine bottle. I also seem to smell a familiar smell. Instead, I have been hiding in a very big home. But before complete collapse, I left my big home as if I was running away. Already have another woman. It turns out that this was all Harry's conspiracy. In order to steal 2 million, he designed to kill the other 3 people. The hospital department came forward to bribe several parties and hospitals. To create the illusion of his own death, Harry promised to give GK a $1 million flat. Rollins returned home in agony. He thought about his future son with Harry. Just because he was a black man, he was raped and killed by the white police. The scenes of the past are forever in his mind, and Rollins hates the Jiao family. They thought about their husbands having such unclear discussions. This also strengthened Rollins' confidence in completing the task, because only in this way can he completely get rid of Harry's shackles. At this time, Lin Da summoned his own protection. A widow who also had a difficult life was pulled. I hope he will be the new driver of the team, although others are not responsible for being pulled out. But there's only 1 week left for Rollins. In this way, the Widows' Alliance was formally established. Their first priority is the security system in Old Jack's office. Rollins used his position as a guild teacher to internal purchase of pre-inspection office, and being pulled will put the acromial system outside the office. Not only that, the discovery of the Dolan C security system attendant at Old Phone and office. It turns out that Harry has already modeled all this. This is the best picture of an old machine and office reaching $5 million. Rolling C sequel and other people involved in the alliance between the wealthy and the rich, running back and forth with an item equivalent to 5 million credit gold. The purpose is to allow them to. You can go to designated places wherever you can. In the end, Rollins came to class with a photo of his enemy. I got the officer's insurance code in one fell swoop. Their plan is to have the living members selected on the day. Chinglajik started their actions as he was busy with his son's election campaign. The son of a Manning pastor is born in the family. The customers who have raised more than 100,000 yuan have become the most powerful competitors of Xiu. A customer who realizes something is wrong, attempting to pass up the election, retain current position and become Manning's assistant. D.A. Manning does not have a piano. The choice is completely in my own hands. On the day of the operation, it was revealed that he deliberately set the car on fire near the office. The other 3 were in the office with slippery grades. Just when they thought they could escape unscathed, an old street guest suddenly shot and killed him. It turns out that he has no trace of his son's religious activities. At the critical moment, Ellis stepped forward. He shot and killed the old street guest one after another. He himself was accidentally injured. With human beings attached to Ellis, the group escaped and was injured in the pulled car. General Xiaojia stole the cash and drove away next door. The Chinese alliance is naturally not willing to have its achievements taken away by others on July 1st, so they drove Xiaojia's 7 cars into the air. The money returned to the hands of the Huabu alliance, but at this time Alice is already in danger and worried. Unfortunately, Alice can only ask Lin Da to send Alice to the hospital for rescue. He walks here with cash and goes back to base first. Just when Rollins was about to transfer the money, Harry finally showed up. This means that you will not have many children. Not only that, he wants to kill Rollins and keep the $5 million. However, this time, Rollins had no intention of showing mercy. Just shoot and kill Harry. Then he put the pistol that shot old Jack into Harry's hand. Produced the fake gun that Harry shot old Jack. Rollins then destroyed other evidence. At the end of the story, Rollins not only paid back the money of his brother, he still promised to share one of the money equally. Everyone else is finally living the life they want, and Rollins used all the money to build a school. And in the name of his dead son. Guangfu Alliance is a typical crime movie. The plot of the story falls and the mouth is fresh. Let the audience be attracted by the old love from the beginning. The film is a critique of racial discrimination in the United States. Although it is a crime movie, go to every Western place. The current situation of racial discrimination in urban America has buried service products. The movie does not discuss this kind of discrimination at length. It turns out that the audience is in the storyline of the Hanqiang field gradually realize the harm of racial discrimination. Deeper level of interests.